EastEnders couple splits after 22 years and the true reason is exposed. Childhood sweethearts Vicki and Spencer first met when she arrived from the US to live with her grandmother Pauline in 2003. Pauline scorned the youngsters for spending so much time together, and ordered Spencer out of the house when he was invited for coffee. The couples got off to a rocky start when she fell pregnant following a one-night stand, with him adamant that he was ready to be a father. Her half-sister Sharon Watts implored her to keep the child, offering her £10 in exchange for being able to raise it as her own. Appalled by the idea, Vicki terminated her pregnancy and Spencer was left devastated. They reconciled on New Year's Eve, when, following a breakdown in the Scottish moors, they made amends. She later tried to set him up with Kelly Taylor, but their brief courtship ended when she left to be a holiday representative in Ibiza. Spencer then landed himself in hot water when he was caught trying to retrieve drugs for Danny Moon from the Fowler home, and was sent by brother Alfie to live in Australia. The following year, Vicki left for America, but it was later revealed that she had reunited with Spencer in the land down under. 10 years ago, Sharon said that the pair were exploring the option of opening a bar together. It comes as a huge surprise to Sharon, Alfie and his girlfriend Kat Slater next week when Vicki returns to the area, with a new man on her arm. Alongside boyfriend Ross and his son Joel, the trio are there to represent her mum Michelle at her uncle Martin's funeral. Emotions are running high through the square as a result of his death, and Sharon has just had an emotional conversation with ex-husband Phil Mitchell concerning his affection for her. Sharon's brother Zach Hudson alerts Alfie and Kat to Vicki's arrival, and they're gobsmacked to see that Spencer is nowhere to be seen. Vicki recalls the reason why they broke up, with Kat wondering whether she is being entirely truthful. Soon, the real reason is admitted. It soon becomes clear that Vicki and Ross have an ulterior motive, and they haven't just shown up for the funeral service. He implores her to ask Sharon for some cash, though she's riddled with guilt after learning of her sister's recent turmoil. With nowhere left to turn, she lies about her debt and asks first cousin, once removed Ian Beale, for a loan instead. Later, tensions rise as Sharon begins to ask questions as to why Vicki is scouting for money. Why are Vicki and Ross so desperate for financial security? EastEnders fans predict new character arrival after exciting Nicola clue. Nicola has a sister. Last year, the BBC soap expanded the iconic Mitchell clan by revealing that Billy's dad Stevie had a secret family and introducing his brother Teddy, plus his sons Harry and Barney. In November, the family grew even more when Teddy's ex-wife Nicola arrived on the scene to get Harry out of trouble. Since then, the new characters have been involved in some dramatic plots, including Zach being revealed as Barney's biological father, Nicola and Teddy's reconciliation, and the secret that Nicola killed Harry's ex-girlfriend Sharon. Nicola will be off-screen for the next couple of weeks, as in Wednesday's episode she announced that she was taking a trip to Ibiza with her sister. Today's episode suggested that Nicola's sibling might be even more chaotic than she is, as she found out that they fly tomorrow morning rather than next week. "This is typical of you, isn't it, girl?" Nicola exclaimed on a phone call to her sister. "It's a good job I love you." This interaction has prompted some viewers to speculate as to whether Nicola's sister, whose name isn't currently known, might make an appearance in Albert Square. Nicola has a sister. Nicola has a sister, one viewer wrote excitedly on X while another remarked, "Need Nicola's sister to appear ASAP." With talk of sisters and Ibiza, it's impossible not to think of fan-favorite characters Ronnie and Roxy. Could we have a similar dynamic on our hands? Nicola's absence meant she needed to find cover for the bar, so currently unemployed Gina and Anna stepped up for a trial run, with Harry putting the Night Sisters through their paces. In today's episode, Harry was particularly hard on Gina during the shift after their previously blackmail situation, but he eventually decided to offer her the job over Anna, and she accepted. EastEnders expertly addresses plot hole in unexpected scene after fans all said the same thing. Last month, Linda Carter and her family were left homeless after the Queen Vic exploded in dramatic scenes. Fortunately, Sonia Fowler and Bianca Jackson agreed to put them up while they wait for repairs to take place at the pub. However, fans have since been baffled by the fact the pub's occupants have been wearing the same clothes as before the explosion, with many questioning how their wardrobes survived the destruction. Trying to work out how Linda and everyone else that lives in the Vic are still in their pre-explosion clothes. One fan wrote on Twitter, X, "How have Linda and all the Knights got their clothes and makeup when surely they only escaped the Vic with what they had on their back?" Another asked, "How has EastEnders addressed the pothole?" In tonight's episode, the issue was finally addressed when Linda went on her first date since Mick Carter's death. As she got to know her suitor, she explained that she'd had all her clothes dry cleaned to stop them smelling of smoke following the explosion. This confirmed that her clothes made it out of the collapsed pub all in one piece, and will hopefully put fans' minds at rest. Unfortunately, her date didn't go quite as successfully as the retrieval of her clothes, as she ended up running out halfway through. Poor Linda became overwhelmed as she started talking about Mick, and realized that no one would be able to replace him. Though she was left downhearted, a chat with Johnny Carter soon got her thinking. After walking in on Johnny snogging Felix Baker, she was horrified to hear that he was set to head out on another date almost immediately. Johnny was quick to explain that Felix was free to see other people, as their relationship was just casual. He pointed out that dating isn't all about meeting the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, sometimes it can just be to have a bit of fun. With this in mind, will Linda be more open to seeing other people in future? EastEnders Bianca and Sonia targeted by mystery woman over Reese. Over the last year, fans of the BBC soap had seen Reese smother his comatose wife Debbie to death and let Sonia take the fall for it, before then holding Bianca hostage after she found out the truth. He was then killed by a falling bathtub in the aftermath of the Queen Vic explosion last month, shortly after his crimes had been exposed to his horrified fiancée Sonia. She finally got some closure when she attended Reese's funeral earlier this month, where she also encountered a journalist digging for a story. But another journalist goes undercover to try and get the inside scoop in forthcoming scenes. Bianca and Sonia head to Beale's Eels for lunch, where Bianca meets a woman calling herself Charlotte. The pair soon bond and head to Harry's barn for a drink. But it soon becomes clear Charlotte has a hidden agenda. Her true intentions come to light when Bianca discovers she is a journalist. While she instantly declines the offer of an interview about Reese, her interest is definitely piqued. When Bianca later fills her sister in about the interview request, Sonia is insistent it is a bad idea, and attention soon turns to her daughter Bex Fowler, who arrives ahead of her dad Martin Fowler's funeral. But will Bianca listen to her sister, or will she risk further upset by opening up to the journalist who could distort the truth?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của EastEnders Trailer TV. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.